Welcome, my name is Gavin Mason-Sword and I'm a technical consultant here at Teneo. I'm here today to show you ZTC or Zero Touch Configuration as it's commonly known, and how it makes deploying sites a lot simpler and quicker with Silver Peak SD-WAN. So first of all, before we get started, a few prerequisites. This VM is a virtual machine set up in my home lab. I've already got the YAML file configured. This is a basic YAML file, and we've also got the group configured on the orchestrator as well. This is all done within a demo environment as well. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, this is the YAML file that you would want to edit to create your configuration. This is done in Visual Studio Code. It's a lot simpler to use, so you can see where you actually need to create your configuration file and where there are comments. It's a lot simpler to use, like I said. So before we go live, you can create these configuration files at any point that you like, and as many of them as you need to as well. So what we're going to do before we actually apply this is we're going to make sure that this is correct in our orchestrator. So we're going to go over to our orchestrator here, and in the search menu, if you don't already have these open, in fact I'll close them. If you don't already have them open, you can type in pre-configure or even pre-config and it will show up there. So we can go into that and click that. That will open the tab for us. Now as you can see, I've already actually got my configuration file here, but we're going to go in and edit it. So as we're using a virtual machine, we need to make sure we ID the device via discovery using an appliance tag. We'll come to that later on. With the configuration here, what we want to do is just copy all of that and then just delete that. Go back to our YAML file here, do a Control A, a Control C, and to copy the config, and then paste it into our Silver Peak Orchestrator here. We've got our licensing, and we also have our business intent overlays, and also our appliance info. So this is just a basic configuration to show you the process. So we're going to apply the name. So the name is GMS SP. The appliance tag, as I've previously said, needs to coincide with what you have on your ECB. Once you have that in there, you can then click on Validate here, and you can see, look, pre-configuration is valid. So we're going to save that. That's all we need to do on the orchestrator right now. It's pending discovery, as you can see there. So we're going to go to the virtual ECV, and as you can see, this is bog standard appliance. No configuration has been applied as yet. So we're going to log in, and when we log in, we'll be given our configuration wizard. So we're going to leave the host name as it is. We'll want to apply the account name and account key. So we'll go back to the orchestrator for this. We'll go to our cloud portal. We'll take our account name, copy that over, and then we will take our account key and copy that one over as well. Now remember that appliance tag. This is for discovery purposes, so if we do not put an appliance tag in here for the virtual machine, it will not be discovered. It has to be exactly the same. Now if you're using physical hardware, you don't need an appliance tag because it will recognize via the serial number on the cloud portal. Once you've put these details in, click Save, and you can see the changes have been applied successfully down the bottom here. We can leave this now. We don't need to go on to this appliance again for now. So we'll go back to the orchestrator and we'll go into our discovery. So if you type in discovery in the search menu, you go to the discovered appliances here. So usually if this is a brand new appliance, it will show up here in this section. I've already had this appliance on the orchestrator and removed it, so it's going to show up in the show denied appliances. So if we look down the page, we'll just refresh this, and as we can see there, we can see it's come in That's the IP address it's on my local network. It's got the GMS-SP tag there, and we can see that we can approve that appliance. So let's click on approve there, and then it will come up with an upgrade. Now, we don't have to upgrade it at this point. You can skip this, which is what I'm going to do. Now, as you can see, it's used that tag, it's seen it, it's recognized it, and it's brought up a pre-configuration file that we already had in there, that we loaded on earlier. So one thing that I will show you as well, we've got the group here as the remote office, and if we look on the orchestrator to the left here, remote office has no appliances in there whatsoever. Okay, so that group must always go into whichever group you want to put it in the orchestrator tree. So we're going to apply this configuration, and then we're going to wait for this configuration to successfully apply. As we can see there, status has been successful on all of those, so we can close this off now. So we can see from the top right hand corner here that the orchestration is occurring, which means the appliance is now syncing on the orchestrator. So if we go over to the side here, we can actually see, look, the appliance is already connected via Portal WebSocket. Synchronization is still in progress. So if we wanted to, we could still right click on this and go to the appliance manager. And as you can see, actually, my tab that was already open has already changed its host name. The host name is already GMS-SP now. So that's been now configured. And you can see that it's now fully come onto the orchestrator. Thank you very much for your time.